Let's say I want to change the prices a bit so that they look a little different. I've just got superscript on the pennies and the dollar sign like that. Now, based on what we learned in the previous movie, we could do this using a paragraph style and then just nested styles. But this format here would have to be the basic paragraph style. We'd have nested drop cap, nested first two letters, nested text like this, nested a superscript for the dollar sign, nested change of font for this, and then finally the paragraph style would apply to the 95. Well, there's a better way to do it. So let me come over and undo a couple of times here to get back to where we started. Now, there's a little problem here. I can't create a nested style on the fly using GREP because there's some sort of conflict with the recording software. It works just fine when I'm testing it out, but I'm going to have to go through and create the nested style first. So I'm going to come over here and just select this, make it superscript, come over here and create a new style, and I'll just call it super script like this. So I'll click on OK, and then I'll select this and just put none on it so that you can see what happens when I add the GREP styles. So back in my paragraph styles, I'll double click here and I'll choose a GREP style. Here we're going to create a new GREP style. Now normally, and you'd be able to do this, you'd be able to go out, create a new character style on the fly here, and then you could give it superscript. It worked this time, but boy, it would not work for me last time. So I'll just cancel out of this and come over here and choose superscript, the one that I just created. Now we've got to tell it to apply superscript to what? Well, we simply want to apply it to a dollar sign. Unfortunately, that's not going to work because a dollar is a special character in GREP. So in order to tell it that it's not the special GREP character, but just a dollar sign pure and simple, we put the backslash in here. And with that selected, we can just click on OK, and there it's added the dollar sign before everything. Now we've got to add it to the price. Now the prices are different. I've got 95, 85, so we're going to have to do a little bit of trickery to get this applied here. Again, I'll double click, go back into my GREP style here, and we'll create a new GREP style. Again, I want to apply superscript to it, and to what? So it's applying it to any digit here. That's the code for any digit. Of course, we can come over here, choose our wildcards, any digit. That's what it is there. The plus sign tells it to go ahead and add it to more. But we don't want it to do that. We want to add it to a 9. And I'll just click away here, and there you can see it goes dollar sign. Then it just applies to the 12.95. But we don't want just any 9. We want any 9 with a 5 after it. So we could just put 95 like that and click away, and there it applies it. But it didn't apply it over here. Now all the prices end in 5, 9, 5, 8, 5, 6, 5, whatever. So what we really need in here is a wildcard for instead of the 9. So I'll come over here, wildcards, any digit, click away, and look, this one has changed as well. So we can click on OK, and there we have used that very powerful tool, GREP, in applying superscripts into these styles. What a powerful tool.